Hi, I'm at the Allegheny East camp meeting at our ordination service. It is all over, and we're now meeting with Pastor Vincent Dehm. He has actually been ordained. I'm excited about it because it's not just somebody that I'm looking at, it's somebody that I've come to know as a good friend. At this moment, I'm going to ask you just a couple of questions. I just want you to be real with the folks out there, all right? When did you know that you were called to this ministry?
Well, I heard the audible voice of God when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
I was laying in the bed. Everybody in my house was asleep. I heard the Lord speak to me, and I got up to see who it was. I looked in the closet, looked under the bed, looked out the window.
Come on.
Couldn't find anybody, and finally I realized that there was God speaking to me. God didn't call me to be a pastor. He didn't call me to be a minister or an evangelist. He said, Vince, I want you to be a preacher. I ran for about 14, 15 years, and the only difference between me and Jonah is he ran a whole lot shorter time than I did, and I didn't come out smelling like fish.
Hold on, team. You ran 14 years?
14 years I ran from the Lord.
So that
started selling drugs, started getting high, started getting in all kinds of trouble, married a wonderful, wonderful Adventist woman. Even in that relationship, it was horrible because I wasn't a Christian, but when the Lord came in and I allowed him to change me, that's when things started turning.
So that means when you were called, that calling never left.
Never.
You just walked the other way.
Everything else prepared me for what the Lord has brought me to. Exactly.
I'm really excited about that. Listen, I know that even though you were ordained today at Allegheny East, this was not your first stop. You were somewhere before that.
Sure.
Explain to us a little bit about where you came from and where you are now.
Okay, well, it all started on April the 2nd, 1969.
Okay.
I was born. That's where I came from. That's where it all started. But no, seriously, prior to coming to Allegheny East, I was in Southeastern Conference down in Florida and a portion of Georgia. I had pastored there for about 2 or 3 years. Okay. Prior to that, I was in LA. I was the chaplain at Los Angeles Adventist Academy. Yeah. It's in South Central LA. Okay. I was also the youth pastor at Berean. Okay. There in Los Angeles. Prior to that, I had done some ministry in Texas.
Really, ministry is not new to you.
No, it's not.
It's not new to you.
It's not.
And the calling had nothing to do with where you were.
That's right.
The calling followed you.
That's right. Everywhere I went. Everywhere I went. And everything that I ever did was difficult until I decided to follow the Lord's call, and then doors just opened, and our responsibility is to walk through them.
Absolutely. Now, where are you now?
I'm the associate pastor for youth and diversity ministries at Miracle Temple in Baltimore.
Okay, and I know
senior pastor Freddie Russell.
I know you're enjoying it.
I love it.
I mean, even for myself,
even down to the fish tank in my office, I'm loving it.
I go back and I look at some of your sermons, and I've seen the reactions of the people, not just a reaction, but the spiritual reaction of some of the people, which means, the calling is not just for you.
That's right.
The calling is, what are you going to do for service for someone else?
That's right. That's right.
And so I'm just going to ask you this: when it comes to ministry, which part of the ministry do you like the most? Which part of the ministry do you like the most? Because we've talked before. First of all, we've talked before.
Well, I love to preach, but that's not the part that I love the most. The part that I love the most is seeing people realize that Pastor Vincent Dehm is not like every other pastor.
Okay.
That there's a certain level of transparency that comes with me. The same person, and I've said this before, that the same person that preaches on Sabbath morning is the same person that sits down for breakfast on Sunday morning with Tracy and the kids. You know, that's what I enjoy the most.
You scared me with the word transparency because you kind of,
Yes, I understand, but everyone understands that you are just a mere miniature carbon copy of the grand, incredible R. Vincent Dehm II. If you could ever get over 170 pounds, then quite possibly you could meet the brilliance that is the experience. Thank you, Paul.
Come on,
I love you, man.
Where you running to?
I got to run. I the ordinance got to.
I got one more question for you.
I want to see Chip edit that.
He's not going to edit.
He's not going to edit.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
You want to be honest?
Yeah.
The Lord has called me to change this church. The Lord has called me to change the Seventh-day Adventist Church and to be a positive change agent. Sister White says in Volume 9 of the Testimonies that the walls that have been built up between the whites and the blacks will be torn down as if they were the walls of Jericho.
Come on.
In preparation for Jesus' second coming. I believe that I am either the hammer, the chisel, or the hand that holds one of the two to help bring that about.
Listen, thank you for being with us.
Hey, I love you, Paul.
Thank you for talking.
And remember, nobody loves you like I love you.
I got you, boss. Right. We're here with Praise Vision, where technology meets worship and praise. God bless you.
You cannot add up.
I'm digging.
You cannot add up your love for me his love for me,
Yeah.
his love for me, Kirk's love for me.
Yeah.
Now, if you add Kanique's love for me in there too, then you might have it, but you ain't nowhere around it. Hey, are we gonna do this? Because I got to get home. I'm tired. I preached this morning at 6:30 in the morning.
You did it this morning?
Because I need.
I know you don't care, but let me show you. Because
you start recording now, because you can use this. He's recording already because he knows how to do it. You don't have them?
I forgot what to say.
Are those?
That's
Can I look at them?
Look at it.
Yeah.
When did you know you were called? Because we talked about that anyway.
Oh, I got this.
All right. When do you know you were
What does
called?
ordination mean to me?
What is
All right.
And
All right, you ready?
what part of this?
All right, I got you. I'm rolling.
I ain't gonna do it.
No, I want you to know you need to use those because I have all my answers. I have all my. Hurry up! Here comes my wife, man. She's gonna tell me I gotta go home. Give them to me. I'll answer them. Go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.